Hi there, welcome back to Still Waters ASMR. I'm going to attempt to do a Bible reading video. I have been getting plagued by my next door neighbours with the amount of noise. Just moments ago somebody was drilling, I've had a child screaming. It's hard work trying to find a rare moment when I'm awake, available, and there's no noise happening next door. So I apologise in advance. If there's noise, I'm just going to work right through it. I'm not going to attempt to edit or delete or whatever. What will be, will be. Today we're doing another reading from the Bible course by the Bible Society. It's an overview of the Bible with weekly sessions, and then each day between the weekly sessions there is daily readings. So today we have gotten as far as day 5, Exodus 20, verse 1 to 21. Commandments, lightning, and God lays down the law. As always, I'll be reading from 3 different versions, the King James Version, the NIV, and the Message, just to give a bit of a rounded overall picture. And I apologise for my voice being a bit funny. I've been fighting a flu coldy bug thing for several weeks now, and it just won't go away. So we're just going to have to crack on regardless. So, starting with the King James Version of the Bible. And we're going to be looking at Exodus chapter 20. And we'll be reading verses 1 through 21, which isn't quite the whole chapter. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness, or any likeness of anything that is in earth above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. The Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labour and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, or thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, or thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it. Honour thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbour's. And all the people saw the thunderings, and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, For God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. Normally I'm just reading the Bible and not putting any comment on, but I think the Ten Commandments are a good way where we can see that God's view of sin is anything that hurts either ourselves or other people, anything that damages our relationship with God himself, with ourselves and with other people. So things like not taking the rest that we need, not putting God in his rightful place in our lives, and obviously the obvious murdering and stealing, and all these things have obvious ways in which they damage others and ourselves. God doesn't say that sin is sin to be a killjoy and to be a meanie. He does it because he loves us and he knows what's good for us, he knows what's bad for us, he knows what will build us up and what will destroy us. And when we come with that kind of a mindset, it's important to view sin from that. It's not just God being mean and stingy and stealing all of our fun. It's understanding what is actually good for us. Now I'm going to read from the NIV. The same passage. It's quite a short passage today. God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything on earth, above or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commands. Another comment on that is whenever you do see sin, often you see sin perpetuating down through generations. I don't believe that that's necessarily God being punishing and angry, but I believe it's a consequence when you've grown up in a household of sin, be it alcohol abuse, drug addiction, violence, broken relationships. You do often see these things perpetuating down through the generations, and you see generation after generation being hurt and damaged by this sinful behaviour. And I think that's something that breaks God's heart, I believe. That's another reason why he hates sin so much, the way it affects not just the people involved, but the people who follow. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labour and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant or maidservant, nor your animals, nor the alien within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, but he rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honour your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbour. You shall not covet your neighbour's house. You shall not covet your neighbour's wife, or his manservant or maidservant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbour. When the people saw the thunder and lightning and heard the trumpet and saw the mountain in smoke, they trembled with fear. They stayed at a distance and said to Moses, "Speak to us yourself, and we will listen. But do not have God speak to us, or we will die." Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid. God has come to test you, so that the fear of God will be with you to keep you from sinning." The people remained at a distance, while Moses approached the thick darkness where God was. And now finally, we'll read the same passage in the Message. Exodus chapter 20. God spoke all these words. "I am God, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of a life of slavery. No other gods, only me. No carved gods of any size, shape, or form, of anything whatever, whether of things that fly or walk or swim. Don't bow down to them, and don't serve them, because I am God, your God, and I am a most jealous God, punishing the children for any sins their parents pass on to them, to the third and yes, even to the fourth generation of those who hate me. But I'm unswervingly loyal to the thousands who love me and keep my commandments. No using the name of God, your God, in curses or silly banter. God won't put up with the irreverent use of his name. Observe the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Work 6 days and do everything you need to do. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to God, your God. Don't do any work, not you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your servant, nor your maid, nor your animals, not even the foreign guest visiting in your town. For in 6 days God made heaven, earth, and sea, and everything in them. He rested on the seventh day. Therefore God blessed the Sabbath day. He set it apart as a holy day. Honor your father and mother, so that you will live a long time in the land that God, your God, is giving you. No murder, no adultery, no stealing, no lies about your neighbour, no lusting after your neighbour's house, or wife, or servant, or maid, or ox, or donkey. Don't set your heart on anything that is your neighbour's. All the people experiencing the thunder and lightning, the trumpet blast and the smoky mountain were afraid. They pulled back and stood at a distance. They said to Moses, "You speak to us and we'll listen, but don't have God speak to us or we'll die." Moses spoke to the people, "Don't be afraid. God has come to test you and instill a deep, reverent awe within you, so that you won't sin." The people kept their distance while Moses approached the thick, dark cloud where God was. So today's video is a bit shorter, but that's the reading for today. I'll aim to finish this week off before Christmas, and then I'll maybe do some Christmas themed readings on the lead up to Christmas Day. I can't believe this year is already almost over. But I hope and pray that you've had a blessed year and that you have an even better new year and that 2019 is kind.